Disney have revealed plans to ensure that 50% of their characters from now on are representative of those from ethnic minority backgrounds and the LGBTQ+ community. So just how important would this representation have been to all of us, actually, on different levels? Would you have...
It's massive. It's about time. It's great that they're addressing it at last, but, you know, Disney are the flag bearers of all cartoons, and kids grow up. We all know our children have grown up watching Disney films, and if they haven't thought about this before now, you know, that's the problem, really. Like, why are we now discussing why there isn't any... I grew up with no Asian Disney characters, obviously, but then I think when Pocahontas turned up, everyone was like, oh, look, there's somebody with brown skin. I mean, look, it's not quite as brown as you think. And then she's American Indian. She's not even Indian. And I was, like, trying to hold on to that as sort of something to believe in and to reflect. I think I ended up looking for hairstyles that looked like mine rather than anything else, because I'd never find anything with skin tone. With LGBTQ+, I think, again, children are growing up in same-sex families. There's a lot of different blended families, and they're not seeing The Incredibles with, you know, cousins and nieces and other sexualities around them. So I think, actually, if we normalise it, like we have with soap operas and like we have with TV shows, we've normalised a lot of the minorities, especially the ones that we live with. So, yeah, definitely we should be doing this on Disney.
Would you say they are the flag bearer? I mean, things like Bambi years ago absolutely destroyed me. I was broken after watching some of those cartoons.
Very powerful.
Any of those, exactly. Like, animation does matter, and it sort of goes into their little heads. And my little girl's absolutely obsessed with Moana at the minute. And the grandmother passes away in it. Spoiler alert for anyone that hasn't watched it.
What have you done?
Sorry about that. But my little girl gets so upset about it because she loves her granny so
And did she get
much,
upset every time?
Every single time. And that will stick with her forever, probably.
Yeah. I couldn't watch Finding Nemo because the mother dies, and I was like, I'm not sitting watching this.
Exactly. But then again, I blame Disney for the evil stepmother. And then, you know, you become a stepmom, and it's sort of, you've naturally got... There she is.
It's Christy.
There we are. It's me without makeup. But it has an overriding bearing on the language that we use in conversations, because that sort of, it just kind of filters into our psyche without even realising it.
Yeah.
Wicked.
I feel like it's a bit crazy that certain things can then make you feel like that in the real world, because it's only cartoons, but then, you know, the stepmom thing is like, oh, she's the evil stepmom. Like, do you know what I mean? And it's not stigma, but it's like, I think it's just a bit weird, isn't it?
Well, you shy away from using that phrase because we all think of wicked stepmother. And so therefore, when you become a stepmother yourself, you think, I don't want to have that silly thing that we've all got in our heads before we say it, because nobody's ever portrayed a really wonderful stepmother on any Disney... Well, not that I've watched all Disney, but it's not very... They haven't balanced out that argument, have they, really?
Yeah, no, completely. And from an LGBTQ+ perspective, what do you make of it? Do you think it's very important for a young child to be able to watch something that they can absolutely identify with?
You know what? I think we're living in a society right now where people are being more comfortable in their sexuality. And the younger generation, there's internet now, so people are accessing things that they probably shouldn't be seeing anyway, and they're getting, you know, they might be a bit curious and they're seeing things and they're identifying what they like for themselves. So I do think, to an extent, yes, because when I was growing up, I didn't really, you know, I'm pansexual, and that's like I'm attracted to energies as opposed to gender. Do you know what I mean? And I think it's all about, like, loving people instead of loving a gender.
When did you decide you were pansexual? At what age?
It's not even that I decided. It kind of just chose me. I can't explain it, but I'd always have boyfriends and stuff. Sorry, Mum, because I know you don't know any of this. But I had boyfriends growing up, but I had one really bad experience with one, and then I don't even know how it went the way it went, but my friends basically turned into my partners. And then I kind of preferred it, if that made sense. Like, it was more like delicate and intense. I don't know, I just really like the emotional side, I guess, and they understood me a bit more.
And was that word around then, the word pansexual?
It wasn't.
That's new to me.
Yeah.
I'm showing my age here, but I don't have many friends who've told me they are pansexual, but I like the theory of it.
I think we only ever used to say bisexual.
Yeah.
There had to be a box that you could easily go into because
Yeah.
we didn't have these other descriptions. But actually, what you're describing, because since then you've been in relationships with women, but you also have been in relationships with people that I really get a connection with.
That's
and
it.
that is what we're moving towards, because, like, there was a friend of ours this morning, wasn't there, saying, somebody on the production that was saying, I had girlfriends and then I had a boyfriend and then I was told that all I was gay. And so then that was what I became, then I was just gay. And then who knows whether I would have been pansexual and just, you know, like you say, falling in love with people's energies.
Well, this is it. And I only knew about that word, pansexual, because there's a singer called Kalani. She came out and said she's, you know, pansexual. And I was like, what's that? So, you know, Googled it. I was like, I identify with this. It makes so much sense. Everything started to make sense.
What would that have meant to you if you'd seen that as a child on, like... Do you think that would have made a difference? Because you must have had struggles along the way, not being able to identify what your feelings were and what your...
To be honest, I just was so focused on my music, I didn't really care. But at the same time, I think it would have been easier for me to understand what I liked at a younger age. But because some people, because I was having this debate with someone before, and they were just like, oh, you know, there shouldn't be Disney cartoon characters that push this on the kids and stuff. But it's not really pushing it, because some people already know when they're very young what they like. So it's...
Did you have shame about what you liked? Was it something you felt like you had to keep a secret?
I think growing up, I was curious, but I never went there with a female. So it was kind of just like I was a tomboy, do you know what I mean? I was around the girls and whatever. And, you know, I used to look up to my sister. She was a tomboy as well. So we both used to be chilling with girls. And then I remember one time my mum opened the door and we was just like... It weren't even like we was doing anything wrong, but...
Something felt like you had to...
and it's...
hide it.
It was just a bit weird now when I think about it, 'cause it's like we wasn't doing anything wrong. But I know that now I have something that I identify with as pansexual, because bisexual is like, it's just one or the other, isn't it? And it's not that for me. Like, I don't look at looks, I look here.
Yeah.
Like, what attracts me from here to here.
Isn't that what love should be for everyone?
Yeah, a good person,
Isn't it?
really.
Yeah. I'm amazed how often I'll say to friends of mine when they say, oh, but I love him, and I say, but do you like him? And they go, oh, well, I love him.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, yeah, but do you like it?
Would you like to be locked in a lift with your partner for 4 hours?
Do you really like this person? Do you love to talk to this person? Do you like to spend time? And I think it's all too easy to say you love someone because it can kind of like make up for all the other stuff.
Yeah. But when it comes to the energy, actually, it's the heart, isn't it? Which is, very. It makes sense. It makes sense. And like you say, talking about boxes and titles, though, sometimes it's quite nice to hear something that makes sense.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? You know, on the flip side of that.
That's how I feel.
That is how I feel. That's what I am. And there are other people that are exactly the same.
So come on, Disney, let's have them all. Let's have everything.
Go for it, Disney,